Welcome to my very first video on this channel. I am standing here today on the Templenoe Pier on the route from Kenmare to Sneem along the Ring of Kerry. And today I want to show you a few of the hidden piers along this route. Let's go and check it out. The weather isn't too bad. Like half an hour ago it was completely foggy with zero visibility, but now it thankfully has cleared up a bit. And the most important thing, it's not raining. You can go swimming here if you like, but as with most of these piers, it is advisable to protect your feet and wear some water shoes. The water is quite high at the moment, because when there's low tide you can actually walk along this beach here and walk quite far, even up to that little peninsula over there. Hello, hello. Look at the view. Isn't it amazing? Now that the sun has come out a little bit. So that's the Templenoe Pier, and now let's go and find the next one. One of the disadvantages of wanting to visit all the piers is that there's no direct footpath in between them. So there's no other option than driving a bit along the main road, which is part of the Ring of Kerry. I mean, this is strictly not a pier, but the view is just amazing. So I just wanted to take you here for a brief look as well. Let's park. There's a lot of fog still hanging in the mountains, hanging quite low, the clouds actually. Ah, what a view, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful, even in that weather we have today? I mean, it's technically not a pier, but it's just worth stopping anyway. Tide is quite high today. Interesting place. Look at that. All those foggy mountains in the background. I mean, you can hardly see any mountains because the clouds are hanging so low. What a view with the haze and the sunlight. And that's the end, and that's as far as you can walk here. Okay, so much sunshine now. Couldn't believe that in the morning. Okay, let's head back to the car and drive to the next real pier, because this wasn't a pier, but it was definitely worth the visit. The next one is going to be a real pier, and as far as I know, it's going to be a very small pier, so I guess we won't be able to spend as much time as here on this little beach. So let's head back to the car and visit the next pier. It's quite warm now. "12 degrees, the car says it has 12 degrees outside already. Quite nice. Where is the main road? There it is. Blackwater Pier. Here we go. Very bumpy road. So now we have arrived at the Blackwater Pier. Seems to be very tiny. Let's go and check it out. Careful with the wall. People are going fishing here. Seems to be a popular spot for that. And that's the Blackwater Pier. Welcome to the next pier. This is the Tahilla Pier, or some also seem to call it Derreennamucklagh Pier, even though I must say I've never heard anyone actually saying that name. Welcome to Tahilla Pier, or as it's also called, Derreennamucklagh Pier. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly. It's small, so this should be pretty quick. It's quite windy here now. Way more wind than on any of the other piers we've had so far. Where are the steps? There they are, all right. And of course every pier has a ring buoy. Let's walk down the steps a bit. Could be quite slippery at times, but it's all right. There are quite a few pieces of shells lying on the pier, but they're all cracked and broken. Obviously someone's been stepping on them or maybe even driving on them. There's an almost complete shell. So that's the Tahilla Pier, and now let's go to the next one. Before we go into the car, we have a look at something else. Because the next pier is theoretically right around the corner over there. But it's far. You can see on that sign over there, it's 3 kilometers to the Rossdohan Pier. Let's hop back in the car and drive the 3 kilometers to the Rossdohan Pier. It's very foggy today, still even now. Welcome to Rossdohan Pier. There are steps. Can be slippery at times. There's a lot of algae here everywhere. Have to be careful. There are all these, I don't know how they're called, fishing utensils. Let's try to go out over there. It smells quite fishy here. There's a gate. Oh, it's starting to drizzle again. Not the best weather. Let's go in and have a look. So this is the Rossdohan Pier. Welcome to the Rossdohan Pier. Very grey and foggy today. Not much to see in the distance. Okay, let's do a 360-degree view of the Rossdohan Pier. This is part of the Rossdohan Island you can see in the background. It's a private island, so you can't really access it anymore. There should actually be some mountains there behind the clouds, but it's just too cloudy and foggy, you can't see them today. Okay, let's head back to the car and go to the next pier. You can hear the sea in the distance, but here in the bay it's very calm and quiet. Pretty impressive up here, even though it's so foggy today. All right, let's head back into the car and drive to the next pier. We are coming back to the main road, to the N70, that's part of the Ring of Kerry, and we're turning left again towards Sneem. You can see on that sign here, Oysterbed Pier. Let's go and have a look. Maybe we should park over there. Nope. Yes. Yes. Hello. Little dog is following me. A lot of holes in that sign. Where do they come from? Someone shot through the sign. And that's the outmost point of the pier. Welcome to the Oysterbed Pier. It's so cold and windy here, I definitely need my scarf back again and close my coat. There are the steps. Still the water is quite high, so quite slippery, so I have to be extra careful not to fall into the water. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's even a tap where you can get some water if you want to. Yeah, it's working. Okay, let's head back to the car. It's getting very cold. There's a steep staircase going down. Let's have a look. We shouldn't fall into the water, maybe. And now we are arriving at the last pier, the Sneem Pier. quite foggy and hazy here as well. And now we have reached our final destination for today, the Sneem Pier. Where are the steps? There are the steps. The tide is quite low meanwhile, so we can go down a bit. Slippery, you have to be extra careful. This one is the most slippery one of all of the piers we've visited. It's really dangerous yet. Not gonna go down any further. And the mountains are still covered in clouds. Thank you so much for coming with me, and I think I'm going home now. It's getting cold and the wind is quite strong. Time to go. See you next time. Bye bye.